Howard, could you have gotten up here?
No, not even close.
Coach, some thoughts on the game, then we got questions for the group.
You know, I said it as we were getting ready to, publicly, to play this game. Extremely thankful to the Hall of Fame for putting this together. Extremely thankful to Boston College for agreeing to stay with the game. They could have backed out of the game. Instead, they agreed to, let's figure it out, because, you know, we're all supposed to be in a tournament together the year before. And they could have weaseled, excuse that word, they could have finagled their way to get out of this game, and they chose not to. So a lot of credit to both groups, the Hall of Fame for putting this on and Boston College for doing it. And then I said, for the goodness of basketball in our state, it'd be great for it to be a great game. Well, it was a great game. And, you know, it's a lot of high character guys in our locker room. They make it really fun for me to come in every day. We were in deep foul trouble. We got a little tentative, but somehow, some way, we locked in and figured out a way to win it. At the end of the day, as we're going through our growth as a team, it's a lot better to win than lose. So it's a great game, great atmosphere, and really happy for these guys.
Marcus, 2 3-pointers away from tying the program record. How does that attest to your 3-point shooting on a night like this, especially in such a close game?
Honestly, I don't even think about stuff like that, but I mean, just it comes down to the work you put in the unseen hours. I mean, just having confidence in your work that you put in, and ultimately, when you're out there for an opportunity, you fall to the level of your preparation, and that's just work you got to be putting in.
Marcus, walk us through the play on the foul and then the 2 free throws with 5 seconds left. What were you thinking on the play, and then what were your thought process at the line?
Well, for the play, we was trying to get the best shot available for our team, and then on the foul, instantly I knew I was gonna knock these two down. This is the opportunity we needed, we was looking for, and we got it. So step up to the plate and make the play, and big time players make big time plays, and all 5 of us did that tonight.
What was the sense when that second one went in and gave you that 2-point lead?
That's done. We gotta get stopped. That was the only thing that was on my mind. I know the other 4 players on the court's mind right there, just get stopped.
Marcus, what is, you guys were in foul trouble, a couple seconds left. What is stressed when BC's inbounding the ball? What's stressed to you guys on those last couple plays?
Just keep them in front. Try not to let them drive, as they were doing a lot of that in the second half, and we got to clean that up. But just try to keep them out the paint and ultimately just stay in front and make a good defensive play.
Coach GC went on a 23-2 run, I believe, in the second half. How do you keep your team in the game, through that, and then afterwards, how are you able to bounce back and come away with the win?
Yeah, I didn't do a very good job of keeping them in the game. I was mad as heck at them. They're the ones that handled that moment the right way. They like I told them in the locker room, we had played well enough and we worked the right way to put ourselves in a place to go win a game like this. And then we got really tentative and started to let go of the rope. And I think I shared it with you guys. I coach differently right now than I would at one of those big schools because we got to learn. We can't make that mistake in that 1 week in March where we got to go win 3 games in 3 days. So I'm not trying to lose a game today, but I'm trying to force our guys to understand that they can't do that, regardless of who's in the game and regardless of the circumstances. That's a moment for us to embrace so we can understand that. And I'm just telling you, I had nothing to do. It was all them. All I did was call the plays. It was all them that they kept their composure and they handled that moment to get us back in the game.
Coach, in a game that's such high intensity on both ends of the floor, and you guys are in so much foul trouble, how do you manage the intensity and still try and string together spark moments?
We lost it. We got really tentative. We committed some bad fouls. The biggest problem was we committed some really, really bad turnovers. Really bad turnovers. That they just scored 3 consecutive 3-point plays on really bad turnovers. So now you're in a game. And now you're in deep foul trouble because of those turnovers. And And so now we got really tentative. We just didn't. And you know, our perimeter defense has to be better. You know, we're getting driven off the bounce, and we're not doing a very good job on the point of attack, and we're not doing a very good job with our help defense, or at least we did. We do it. We just didn't do it in that moment. I mean, we did it in the first half. We did it early in the second half. We just didn't do it in that moment. So. You know, we just got to keep battling, man. We got a great group of guys, and we just got to keep battling and take on all these moments and embrace them, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because when you play a whole season, there's good, bad, and ugly. It's never good. It's you deal with everything, and we can't run from the bad, and we can't hide from the ugly. We have to embrace it all and stay the course and keep our personality.
Coach, Coach, Earl Grant mentioned that he'd been 20 years in the same state as you.
It's unbelievable.
I'm not sure how familiar does that help the relationship, bringing it into this matchup as well, and
It's incredible.
I was gonna say, what is your kind of background with him too?
Yeah, when I took the UMass job, he called me. He says, like, dude, like, seriously, are we doing this in a different state now? He's at Wichita. I'm at K-State. He goes to Clemson. I take the South Carolina job. He takes the College of Charleston job. And by the way, I got to say this publicly because he wanted to do a home and home with us at South Carolina, and I wouldn't do it. And the fact that he agreed to still play this game says a lot about who he is. But then he takes BC, and a year later, he called me like, Frank, what are we doing? Like, yeah. But they got a good team, man. I feel bad that their record represents something differently. Whoever judges their team from the outside just reads a record. They got a good team. They got a chance to be really good as that season unfolds.
And just kind of as a follow-up to that, I know you've mentioned the appreciation for having this game, but how do you kind of envision even moving forward with your relationship relative UMass BC and possibly continuing it, or how do you kind of envision this moving forward for the Commonwealth?
Yeah, I would never try to create public pressure to force people into something they don't want to do. When people do that to me, zero chance I ever agree to anything. I'd love to play this. We try to play the state schools. We play Northeastern. We're talking with BU about play Harvard, play Lowell. We try to play all the state schools. I think it's awesome for the state, but it's not my place to try to force BC into what they don't want to do. Here's the thing that fans have to understand, and I get it, man. I understand. Like, fans have the right to be pissed about whatever they want to get mad. I don't tell fans what they should be upset about. Scheduling because of conference games and challenges has gotten really complicated right now. You can't just go schedule anybody. With that said, in a state like Massachusetts that has so many great high school coaches, so many great AAU coaches, it's a basketball state. Having your two big universities play each other, I think is good for the state. But again, if they want to play, I'm in. They don't have to convince me to play the game. I know it means a lot to UMass people, but that's a decision that hopefully between Earl and I and the leaders of our universities, they can convene and figure that part out. But if it's not like right away, we just got to keep the fact that this game was so good. Hopefully, creates that kind of interest again.
Frank, of all the players on your team, who I think Unsung, Dimitri tonight having
Phenomenal.
Is that what you've been hoping for him?
Yeah, it's coming. That kid got to the country 3 years ago, didn't speak a lick of English. They put him in some prep school somewhere in Phoenix. He didn't even know where he was at. They just sent him there. And he ends up in junior college. 6 months ago, that kid was in a junior college. No idea that he was going to play Division I basketball. None. Zero. And now he's on the court playing in an ACC school in front of 6,000 people. And just to be totally transparent, he didn't have very good practices the last 2 days. But he stepped up and the team needed him. He's a quality young man, and he's going to be a real good player for this team.
What did you like about his game tonight?
Just, he's 260 pounds, and he played like it. You know, he went after the ball, grabbed 7 rebounds, I think, in 10 minutes or something like that. You know, he right when we made that run, he had back-to-back offensive rebounds and layups and protected the rim. You know, he gave us. We're a physical basketball team. We commit bad fouls. We got to clean up the bad fouls. I think you've heard me say this before. Dimitri's going to be a real good player for us. His teammates really, absolutely adore the guy. Coaches adore the guy. He's phenomenal. Like yesterday in practice, if I was in his shoes, I probably would have taken a chair and crushed it over my head. Instead, he didn't pout. He got himself ready to play today. That's a credit to him.
Is that the kind of effort you want to see out of your bench?
Yeah. I've been hard on our bench because every game we play, they're in the negatives. DJ had a negative today coming off the bench. But it just happens that he was in the game when we were all really apprehensive and tentative. It had nothing to do with him. I thought he played really aggressive. Our bench has to help us. We play too hard to have to play him 37 minutes every single game. The way we play, our pace of play, our aggressive defense, it's guys, I got to be able to play starters a little less. But to do that, the bench has to do their part.
One more from Marcus, and then let's get him out
Yeah,
here.
he's got finals tomorrow,
Marcus,
so I'll stay here until you need me.
3 games now being the leading scorer, like how much does that attest to you wanting to be a leader to help your team win game in and game out?
Just, it's not necessarily like me wanting to score, just whatever I got to do for this team to help, that's what I'm going to do. If I have to set charges or if I have to do that, whatever I got to do, I'm going to do that. And that's just the type of guy I am. So it just so happens that scoring is where I'm displaying that at. It feels good. Like I said, it just falls to the level of my preparation behind closed doors. So just playing with ultra confidence and doing whatever it takes for this team.
Thanks, Marcus.
Appreciate you, Noah.
Do you have any more for Coach? He'll answer.
Coach, what made this atmosphere so special tonight? Maybe a little different from normal.
First of all, I'm drawing a blank here, but it's an organization called the Commonwealth Legacy or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. What they're doing is they're going around the state and they're finding youth groups and they're purchasing tickets at our home games and here, and then donating them to the youth groups to get young kids to come watch us play. I'm all for people my age. Let me not put myself in there. I'm all for people Howard's age, but they don't have the energy to create the personality in a building. We need young people to create that personality. I think it was close to 6,000 people in there. I think some was at 5,800 or something like that. Listen, since 2014, UMass basketball has been a rocky road. Okay, it hasn't been smooth sailing. It is what it is. I'm not into crying because our team was bad last year. I'm not into passing responsibility. We got to build our program. When we go play games last year in the A-10, those arenas are sold out. When we go into the MAC here pretty soon, all those Ohio schools, they pack their arenas. I'm not into begging people to trust. We got to earn trust. I'm not into. It's so much easier for players, for recruiting, for retaining players when they play in front of 5,000, 6,000 people. Like this guy came to UMass for this today, not to score 29, to be able to play in that kind of an environment, that kind of an opportunity, and that helps us. It helps us win games. It helps us retain our good players, and it helps us recruit other players. So it's we've got to keep doing our part in earning people's trust. We got to regain Western Mass trust. We got to regain their trust so they come out and watch us play.
When it got down to crunch time, what was your message on offense to get some of those big buckets?
We try to play through concepts. I used to run plays. I've kind of gotten away from plays, and it's more concepts. It's understanding the different actions and putting players in actions. Like he's not very good in a ball screen, so I try to put him in handoffs as much as I can. Excuse me. at the Burke there. I don't want to do it out loud. I thought our guys continued to play. I felt bad for their kid that got the technical foul. That's what flipped the game. You know, we saw the free throws go in the basket. Even though we missed 2 of the 4, we just saw it go in the basket, and it kind of gave us life. And then we started scoring. I thought the Dan Hankins is doing some great things offensively for us right now. He's growing as a player. Jaden made a big time, didn't hold it, he drove it. Dan made a big time cut. That's one of the concepts we talk about. Middle drives, cutting the corner guy. Made a big time pass for a back cut layup there that we had to have. KJ Parker, I did call a set on that play. We were trying to get him a shot, but they didn't guard the ball screen. KJ got it to his spot, lifted, and made that little mid-range jump shot. They allow me to coach. They embrace structure. They embrace, like, he just took 17 shots. He don't complain. He never comes into the huddle and says, hey man, I made 3 in a row, get me the ball. He don't do that. He doesn't take bad shots. And he's one of the senior leaders on the team, you know, and that's the personality these guys got. They learn to play off each other.
3 blocks today for Jaden, some big offensive
He's
rebounds.
phenomenal.
What kind of spark did he give you today?
He's phenomenal, man. It's I got mad at him on the last foul because I went to the zone because we were so tentative and they were just spreading us and just putting their head down and bulldozing us off the bounce. And my biggest concern all preseason is that when we play teams that got old, big, strong guards, we got small guards, that they're just going to drive us. And we ended up with him on the matchup, and he went for a steal. And the guy crossed over and got in the paint. We fouled instead of getting a stop, but he's phenomenal, man. He's a wonderful kid. You win games. In a world that everyone wants to read stats and points per game and put videos of their inside out, double, triple, somersault, step back 3, whatever team he plays on is going to win. Just mark it down. His AAU team, they won every tournament they played in. His high school team, state championship. He shows up to UMass as a freshman. We win 22 games. He starts, or whatever we won, he starts every game. Last year was a year of growth for him. He had to embrace some things. And guess what? Now, I'm not saying we're a finished product. We're far from that. But we're winning. And he has a lot to do with winning.
Coach, another ACC team on the docket this weekend. What kind of prep are you going to do for your team, especially with a quick turnaround with it coming up on Saturday?
You know, when we get these opportunities to play in these events, we can't say no against these kind of opponents. So we schedule them. And after we schedule them, it's like, great, we got great games. And then yesterday, I'm sitting in my house just kind of going through my brain about this game and how to manage the next 48 hours. So I want you guys to think about what these guys have to go through right now. All right? They got finals starting tomorrow morning. Okay? So I got to take finals all morning. So we usually practice in the morning. Now we got practice at night. We got to turn around and practice at 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday, so we can catch a flight to get to Fort Lauderdale, because we have a game at noon on Saturday against an ACC opponent. So it's we signed up for it. And knowing these guys, they're going to have the best practice of the year tomorrow, and they're going to play their hearts out on Saturday, regardless of what the outcome might be.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.